Here's the truth. If you don't force yourself to take action, nothing in your life will change. You'll keep thinking about it, you'll keep talking about it, you'll keep promising yourself you'll start tomorrow, and deep down, you'll know you're lying to yourself. You don't need more time, you don't need to feel ready, you need to move, right now, not next week, not after you feel motivated, right now. Most people waste years waiting for the perfect moment. But the people who grow fast, the people who actually get ahead, they do one thing differently. They act before they feel ready. That's how momentum is built. That's how you gain control over your life again. This audiobook will teach you how to stop overthinking, how to beat that lazy voice in your head, and how to move even when you don't want to. No hype, no big talk, just real action, starting today. Chapter 1. Get tired of your own excuses and move. You know, there comes a time in your life when you just get tired of your own excuses. You don't need anyone to yell at you. You don't need another motivational quote. What you really need is a moment of truth with yourself. A moment where you stop playing games with your own potential. A moment where you sit down and finally say, I've had enough. Because here's the truth. Nothing changes until you get tired. Tired of being behind. Tired of breaking promises to yourself. Tired of waking up every morning knowing you could do more. Tired of seeing your potential sit there while your time runs out. And at some point you realize it's not about what's going on outside. It's about the decisions you're making on the inside. It's not the weather, it's not your job, it's not other people. It's you. You're the reason things haven't moved forward, and you're the only one who can change that. Excuses are easy. You don't need training to come up with an excuse. You don't need discipline to make yourself feel better about not doing something. But that excuse doesn't stop time. It doesn't stop consequences. It doesn't pause life until you're ready. All it does is rob you quietly and slowly while you try to explain to yourself why you haven't taken action. Most people don't fail because they can't do it. They fail because they keep saying, not today. They keep hoping that motivation will hit them in the face and magically fix their life. But here's what you learn as you grow. Motivation is not coming. Motivation is not reliable. It's not the spark you wait for. It's the reward you earn after taking action you didn't feel like taking. You move first. You decide first. You take the first step while your emotions are still dragging behind. And you won't feel ready. You won't feel like it. But that's the test. The test isn't how good you are when you feel amazing. The test is what you do when everything in you wants to delay, wants to hide, wants to scroll, wants to talk instead of move. That's the real moment of strength. That's where confidence is built. That's where discipline starts to take root. Some people spend 5 years planning and 0 days acting. They write lists. They talk about their goals. They think deeply. But they never force themselves to act when it's uncomfortable. And if you keep doing that, life will slip right past you. 1 year, then another, and another, until the frustration becomes unbearable, until your own excuses no longer sound convincing, not even to yourself. That's the day when the change begins, when you hear yourself say the same thing one too many times, and you finally go quiet and move. If you want to get ahead, if you want real change, stop trying to feel better first. Start by taking one action, one phone call, one workout, one uncomfortable conversation, one item off your list, 1 hour of focused work. That's how it starts. That's how you take the power back. That's how you stop being stuck. The mind will give you every reason to stop. It will say, you're tired. It will say you're not good enough. It will say it's too late. And the longer you listen to that voice, the more it becomes your truth. But here's the key. You can override that voice. You can cut it off. You can say, no, I'm doing this anyway. And when you do that, something shifts. Your brain starts to follow your body. Your mood starts to catch up to your action, and you stop being a slave to feelings. Because feelings are temporary. Regret lasts longer. And you don't want to live a life where you look back and realize you let your future slip away because you kept giving in to a lazy moment. Nobody's coming to push you. Nobody's going to force you. You have to force yourself. That's the truth. And I'll tell you something else. There's power in doing things before you feel like it. There's power in showing yourself that you don't need to be motivated, you just need to decide. Once you learn that, your life will change forever. You'll stop waiting, you'll stop searching, you'll stop depending on perfect conditions, and you'll get things done because you said so. You don't rise by doing easy things. You rise by pushing yourself when it would be easier to do nothing. And every time you choose action over avoidance, you build something stronger inside of you. You build trust. You build grit. You build a mindset that doesn't depend on comfort to be productive. This is how winners live. They don't wait until the mood strikes. They show up when it's cold, when it's uncomfortable, when they're tired, when their friends are out, when no one's clapping, when no one's watching, because they made a decision and they stick to it. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have I missed because I waited too long? How many times have I let fear decide for me? How many promises have I made to myself and then broken? That's the pain that builds over time. That's the weight you carry when you keep choosing comfort over growth. But you can change that today, not next week, not when things settle down, not when it feels right, today. All it takes is one decision. I will not let this day pass without doing something that matters. I will not end this day without progress. And no matter how small it is, I will move forward. The first step is never easy. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable, it's filled with doubt. But it's also the most powerful moment you'll ever experience, because once you take it, everything else starts to shift. Your mind starts to quiet down, your doubts start to shrink, and your identity begins to change. From someone who waits to someone who moves. That's the mindset you want. That's the strength you need. To be the kind of person who doesn't need perfect energy or a perfect plan. You just need one reason to begin. And that reason is this. You're tired of your own excuses. You know what it feels like to let yourself down. You've been through enough of that. So now, it's time to build something better, something solid, something real. And that starts with action. Right now. Not big action. Just one move that proves to yourself that you're serious. You want more discipline? Do the thing you've been avoiding. You want more confidence? Keep showing up until you earn it. You want to stop being stuck? Stop overthinking and take the next step that's right in front of you. No hacks, no tricks, just decisions. You don't get your life back by wishing. You get it back by doing. You change your story by refusing to play the same part every day. And every time you force yourself to take action when you don't feel like it, you become a stronger version of yourself. That's the goal. That's the mission. No one can give you that kind of strength. You have to earn it, and the way you earn it is by showing up again and again, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. That's where the breakthrough lives. So stop waiting. Stop planning the perfect moment. Stop needing permission. Just act. Start small, start tired, start unsure, but start. Because once you start, you're no longer stuck. And when you keep moving, you start to believe. You start to change. You start to become exactly who you said you would be. And that's when life begins to shift. Not because something outside changed, but because you did. You got tired of your excuses, and you finally moved. That's what turns everything around. Chapter 2. Do it now, before your mind talks you out. You've got about 5 seconds. That's how long you have before your mind starts working against you. You get the thought to do something, to get up, to speak up, to start working to break the pattern. And if you don't move on it immediately, your brain will find a way to pull you back. That hesitation, that delay,